Pokemon market is going crazy right now with people snatching up booster boxes left, right and center, especially with sets like Surge and Sparks. I mean, that set's been sold out. It's been out like 2 weeks and it's pretty much sold out everywhere, and booster boxes are really expensive. But what about ETBs? We're going to talk about ETBs today, and I'm not talking about like Pokemon Center ones. We're talking about regular ETBs that you can pick up that are available, right? We're not talking about like Pokemon Center ones where they're sold out and you have to go on the secondary market and pay a load of money for it. We're just talking about regular ETBs. Now, I get asked a lot, Jace, I want to buy these ETBs. Is it worth getting? Is it worth buying regular ETBs? Now, me personally, I don't tend to go for regular set ETBs unless it's a really strong performance set. But I usually tend to go for like the specialty sets, you know, things like Paldean Fates and Crown Zenith. Today we'll be looking at 8 great ETBs to pick up, and these are non-Pokemon Center ETBs that you can buy right now, which I think are going to be good for that sweet, sweet long term. We're looking at TCG player. Let's get into it. All right, we're starting things off with a set that's not even out yet, and that is the Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer Box. Now, one thing I will say about this set is hold fire, guys. Don't overspend too much money on picking this up. Here's the thing. This set is going to be released over 9 months, so it's a 9-month release window. Yes, the ETBs are going to be the first mainline product to be released in January. People are going absolutely crazy for it. It's going to be printed pretty heavily. However, I would suggest picking it up or pre-ordering it at a reasonable price. Now, when I say a reasonable price, I mean close to retail. So this is retailing, I believe it's around like $45 to $50 over here in the UK. Again, you're looking around about £45, I believe, for this ETB. It might even be £50. But at that price, I think that's really good, right? I do think it's good. That is why I expect it to be. I don't think it's going to be like Shroud of Fable where it's going to drop down to 30. I don't see that happening. But I do think this is going to be pretty good. When you look on TCG Player, however, I mean, it is very expensive at over $80. Don't pay that. Just don't do it. I know it's being sold already. You know, people paying like through the nose for this ETB. It's just not. It really isn't worth it, right? Like I said, this set is going to be pretty heavily printed. There's going to be a lot available. But I do say pre-order it, right? But at a reasonable price. Don't overpay for this. I mean, look at the listings. I mean, you know, you have other products available if you want to crack packs. But if you're looking at keeping it sealed, if you haven't already got the Pokemon Center ETB on pre-order, then I think the normal ETB will be good. And I will say this set will probably grow quite well, right? We've seen other sets like 151 and stuff like that do very well already. And this set is already hyped up to the absolute max. So yeah, I would say pre-order it, but, you know, be careful. Next up, we have the Surge and Sparks Elite Trainer Box. Of course, Surge and Sparks has been selling out all over the place, especially when it comes to the booster boxes, even the booster bundles. And the ETB is pretty good. I've actually gone out of my way and I've actually picked up some of the regular ETBs. Now, I don't normally do that. Like I said, I tend to go for like a Pokemon Center version if I'm going for a regular set. But I went with the regular ETBs as well as the Pokemon Center ones. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to pick up a few just to keep sealed because, you know, I think this set is going to be doing very well in the future and it is a really good set. This ETB at the moment, we're looking around about $53 or so dollars. Has been doing pretty well. You know, for a regular booster box set, this is just crazy. Over here in the UK, you can pick this up for £40-45. It's like 45 in most places. Look, you know, around 40-45 I think is pretty good. I wouldn't overpay too much. Like I say, it's quite readily available in a lot of places at the moment. I mean, I know Smith's had some. That's where I picked up mine. But yeah, you can get these pretty easily, but they are on the climb. Down the line, I do expect that the ETBs have that potential to probably be one of the best performing regular set ETBs in the Scarlet and Violet era. Like if you look back in Sword and Shield, you look at Evolved Skies has climbed really, really high, like over $100 for an ETB. This has that potential. It really does in the future. Don't forget, guys, this set has been out 2 weeks and we're already starting to see ETBs climb on the rate they have. I mean, it's gone up by 10% from its pre-order price, but in reality, it has jumped up a pretty hefty amount. I mean, it's a 25% swing from its drop of $40 up to $52-53. So yeah, this is another good one. It's on the rise, so grab them while you can, I would say. Keeping it with Scarlet and Violet, we had the Paldea Evolved ETB. Now, this is more on the cheaper side compared to the other two that we just looked at. Paldea Evolved is very good. I think it's a very strong performing set. We've seen booster boxes climb. We've seen, you know, people go pretty heavy on Paldea Evolved, and I think this is a good ETB to pick up. All right, it's cheap. That's one good thing. Second, it has an amazing promo with the Pikachu. I think that'd be a very good promo moving forward, especially if it's one that you go to decide to get graded as well. And yeah, Paldea Evolved is a very solid set. I mean, we're looking around $30 for an ETB, We go back over the past 6 months, and in fact, it's actually cheaper. Gone by 5%, but it's cheaper from its all-time high. Over here in the UK, you can pick this up for, less than 40, between that 35 and 40 pounds. I think that's a pretty good deal. I think it's a pretty good steal, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, you could still open it up, and have fun, but we're looking for that long-term, keeping it sealed. And, once these booster boxes are getting, harder and harder to get hold of, people want to be looking at the next best thing. It's going to be regular ETBs. And I do think this will be a good one. Just because of the entry point, I think the price point for this one is kind of a no-brainer, really, because it's such a good performance set with a really good promo. Right, moving into Sword and Shield, we got the Lost Origin ETB, not of course on the Pokemon Center version, just a regular one. This box art goes hard. This one is $57, so this one has been climbing. We have seen, Lost Origin booster boxes go absolutely, really, really high. But this is the thing, right? You can look at the next best thing. Next best thing is going to be the regular ETBs. Don't forget, these don't come with promos. They do come with one less pack than what you get in Scarlet and Violet, ETBs. So it's not like it's like, oh yeah, it's the promo that's going to make it really good. It's not. It's just how good the set is, and the set's good. Over the past 3 months, it's climbed 28%, which is pretty impressive. I didn't realize it was doing that. Over the past 6 months, we're looking at 35%. Over the past year, it's gone up 62%. So this is going to be a really good one moving forward into the future. I've been saying I think the Lost Origin is going to be quite comfortably, a $500 plus booster box. So for me, I'm like, that means the ETB is going to be pretty good, right? So keep that in mind. Probably eBay, is probably one of the better places to maybe try and find some of these. If you can find them still in stores, this is going to be a really good one to get. Over in the UK, you are looking at a slightly higher price. I think they're pushing towards that 45 to 50 pounds. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think on the Pokemon Center website in the UK, you can still get the Pokemon Center ETB. I'm not 100% sure on that, but you might be able to. If not, if you can still get this one, I think this will be a good one anyway, because I do expect this ETB to go above $100 in the future. The fact is, it's already pushing 60 is very, very impressive. Speaking of impressive, I didn't realize what was going on. Paldean Fates. Now, we've been seeing a lot of the big chase cards in the set, the Charizard and the Bubble Mew, actually climb pretty high. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, Paldean Fates is pretty much everywhere to be seen. Like, you can pick up tins and mini tins and packs, and it's an abundant. There's a lot of it around, right? However, the ETBs are getting harder and harder to find, and they've been going up in price. So on TCG Player, we're looking at $63 for an ETB of Paldean Fates. What is going on, right? We've actually seen the most recent sale be $80, so it's just shot up absolutely fast, to be honest. I mean, we go back over the past month, and we've seen it go up by 40% in the past month. I didn't even know that was even a thing. Whereas over here on eBay, you can pick them up for around about £40-45 still. And I believe even in some stores, you can still pick them up for around that £40-45 range. So yeah, on TCG Player here is sharp massively. I guess over in the US, it's getting hard to get hold of. That's really interesting. If that is still the case, I mean, even if it's over here in the UK, if you can pick up for 40-45, I think that's going to be good, because if it's already pushing like this on TCG Player, it's showing that a lot of people are really interested in this set, and we've seen that growth happen. We go back over the past year, and this set has gone up by 18% since its release. Go back over the last 6 months, gone up by 55%. So in actual fact, I think this is going to be a good one for that future. I love Paldean Fates. I love all the Fate sets. This is by far a more superior set than Shining Fates, just because of the cards that are in this set. There is still a lot of it around, but if you're going for that sealed long term, honestly, ETB, it's going to be a good one. Speaking of another good one, and one that surprised me, is the regular Obsidian Flames ETB. Right, the Charmander promo in here, everybody absolutely loves, and the Charmander promo is gaining value like crazy. We saw the Pokemon Center version of the Obsidian Flames ETB be like over $150. We've also seen the promo reach like $70-80 raw. Honestly, that ETB, the Pokemon Center version, is crazy. What's the next best thing after that? The regular ETB. It's basically the same promo, just without the stamp. And yeah, Obsidian Flames, it's interesting because the cards in the set, the big Charizard and whatever, are not that expensive. We look at this, right, and we look at $40 for an ETB. The Charizard in the set is not much more than the ETB itself, and that's the biggest chase card in the set. But I don't think it's the cards that are in it. I actually think it's going to be the Charmander promo in this one, which is going to help this ETB in the future. And booster boxes for Obsidian Flames are actually going up. You know, we're looking at over $120 now for Obsidian Flames booster box. So Obsidian Flames is making moves. It is pushing upwards. Over the past 3 months, it's gone up by 12%. Over the past year, it's gone up by 19%. Here in the UK, you can pick this up, again, £40 roughly, which is absolutely fine. I remember there was a couple of stores not too long ago that were selling this for £25 an ETB, maybe earlier on this year that were just trying to get rid of it because nobody was interested. But people are now interested. That Charmander is a great, great card. And it's going to be interesting to see how this one will climb. Again, not that expensive, similar to Paldea Evolved. I think this will be a good one. Going back to Sword and Shield, Crown Zenith. Now, Crown Zenith, for me, is one of the best sets in the Sword and Shield era. It just is, right? And I would rank it higher in Sword and Shield if it had booster boxes, but it doesn't. ETBs is the best product to get for Crown Zenith right now. It is so, so good. And it's getting harder and harder to get hold of, especially here in the UK. Again, we're seeing prices really pushing higher. So on TCG Play, we're looking at $61 for the ETB. It's gone up by 20% over the past 3 months. People absolutely love this set. We've been seeing a lot of the single card prices also starting to shift upwards as well. So yes, there's still a lot of Crown Zenith around. I mean, you can still pick up a lot of the collection boxes. You can pick up a lot of the tins and so on and so forth. So getting hold of packs and cracking packs isn't so much of an issue, but the specific products that is available, like the ETB, is becoming an issue. And it is actually pushing upwards. Like I say, over here in the UK, you're probably looking around about 55 to close to pushing to that £60 range for an ETB. If you can get it for around 50 or less, or under 55, I think that will be a good one moving forward. I really do. And, you know, it does have a Pokemon Center version. That's obviously going up. But the next best thing is this ETB. And Crown Zenith is just so, so good. It really is. I mean, if we go back over the past year, I think it says it's been out over a year. We're looking at around $61. Now, here's the thing with Crown Zenith, is it did actually go up towards that $60 range not long after its release, okay? So it was like really hard to get hold of. It came out and it's really hard to get hold of. It was being sold out really quickly in pre-orders, pretty much same as Prismatic Evolutions, really, as people just went absolutely crazy. And here's the thing, it came out in January, so it came out at the same time of the year, and people went all in on it. And then the Pokemon Center was like, hang on a minute, we're gonna put more out there, and they printed more and they released more ETBs in the market, and the price kept going up and up and up and up. And it went over $60, might be even pushing $70 at that point, and then it dropped, right? It then dropped. So keep that in mind, not only of what happened here, but it could happen again with Prismatic Evolutions regarding the ETB. So be careful. That's what I said. If you go to pre-order that one, make sure you get it roughly around that $50, £50 range. But with Crown Zenith, been and gone, it's on the rise. It's a good one. And then finally, we've got Pokemon 151. I can't name any other set really apart from 151. Why? Because this set is actually crazy, right? This set has just surpassed all expectations. You know, we've seen booster packs go from $4 to $5, now pushing $10. We are seeing, the cards in the set double in price or more than double in price, like in a span of a week, and stuff like that. So it is really performing very, very well. The ETB is getting harder and harder to find, especially here in the UK. Right over in the US, you guys had the Costco exclusive. We had the ETB and some other tins to go with it. We don't get anything like that here. We just ended up having to pay an absolute fortune for just the regular ETB. Now, we did have a restock of like booster bundles and mini tins, and we did have the UPC available for quite a long period of time. But no, now is really the time where 151 is taken off. Yes, there's a new product dropping in February, which can give us packs, gives us packs in the hands, so we can open it. But again, that's a specific product. I doubt there's going to be a reprint anymore of the ETBs. If they're going to do it, they would have done it alongside the booster bundles. They didn't. So now we're starting to see it climb. $100 for a regular ETB. Bearing in mind this came out like 50, 55. Yeah, it is doubled in price. I mean, over the past 3 months, it's 38%. Over the past year, so the set has been over a year, it's gone up by 103%, right? That's what I said, it doubled in price. This is the thing with 151 ETBs, regular ETBs. We're not talking about Pokemon Center, we're not talking about UPC or anything like that. I could kind of confidently say that I expect these to go up to over $200-300 in ETB, just for a regular ETB in the future. I really, really do. And, maybe even more. That's how crazy it is. That's how insane this is, right? Then you look at something like the UPC, and I said the UPC would be at least Celebrations level. I think that will surpass a Celebrations level in the future. And this is the thing. People love this set. It is a pure nostalgia set. It's brought so many people back into the hobby. It is fantastic. And I do think it's going to be good. Over here in the UK, we are looking at similar prices as well, pushing towards that 100. I think it's like maybe 85 to 90 pound I've been seeing for regular ETBs. Would I pick them up? Yes, I probably would. If you're not going to open it and you're going to keep it sealed, I think even if you're picking up for under £100, I think that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I got some Pokemon Center ones, you know, and some UPCs, and I'm thinking about getting some normal ones as well. I don't have any normal ones. I opened them all, but yeah, I think now just having a couple of the normal ones, because I think it will probably double in price, maybe even in the next 12 months, is a really good one. So there you have it, guys. Those are some great ETBs to pick up right now. But like I say, with some of the pre-orders, especially when it comes to Prismatic Evolutions, don't go too crazy on it, guys. Don't go too crazy. There's going to be a fair amount of it around. Now, you could say, well, what happens if it goes the same way as 151? Yeah, it could go the same way as 151, but don't pay like double the price of it already. You know, it's not even out yet. Some places don't even have their allocations. They don't know how much they're getting. Just wait and see what happens and then go from there. For me, I do think it's going to be a really good one to get. Of course, like Prismatic Evolutions, I think it's going to be a really good long-term performer. And then you look at the other sets, like the regular set ETBs, you know, and things like Obsidian Flames and Paldea Evolved, really good pickups that you can get on the cheap. Paldean Fates is just absolutely surprised me. A lot of these over here in the UK are cheaper than they are on TCG Player, especially like Paldean Fates, for example. But yeah, I think Crown Zenith is a good one. All of these are good ones. Of course, there are some other sets I didn't include on here, which I think are going to be good. Twilight Masquerade is another good one as well, because obviously we've seen booster boxes of that perform very well. So I think Twilight Masquerade could be another good one in the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys thoughts in the comments. If you made it fun to the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content. And like I say, I'm interested to see what you guys have to say, and if you can suggest any other ETBs from any other sets to add in as well. But that is it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want to watch more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on the screen, and of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.